Next up, we're going to have Donna that's going to talk to us. When I heard that Donna was going to be talking, I jumped on Google, as I tend to do, just to find out a little bit about the person that's talking. And Donna has written a couple of articles for Tech Central. And the one article, which I thought was fascinating, was how a pandemic accelerated digital transformation. I thought, wow, okay, this is just perfect. This is just what we need for this morning. Okay, so Donna's going to come talk to us about that topic. Donna is the Huawei line of business unit manager within Mustang, and this is obviously quite a title because Mustang's a huge distributor, and the Huawei enterprise line is just absolutely massive. Okay, so if you haven't started engaging in some of their products, if you haven't now, I'm telling you right now, in 5 years' time or 3 years' time, you definitely will. If it's not their hardware, it will be their cloud, it will be something you'll definitely will. Okay, so Donna is a confident self-starter with a reputation for driving successful, profitable revenue growth. I think that sometimes they refer to as the rainmaker. Okay. So they bring her in when they want to see this growth. So obviously this line of business is definitely going to grow within Mustang. She has the ability to ignite and excite those around her. She's got a real motivating characteristic. When Dr. Berger, I don't even know if he had met her, but he had just seen her and talking to other people down below, and he said, yes, I just love this energy, this passion. Okay. So I referred to it yesterday as well. So Donna has a passion for solving complex business problems and enabling enterprises to achieve their corporate goals. I said to Donna, what do you do in your spare time? What are your hobbies? And she said, no, Patrick, I work Chinese. I don't really have much spare time. And then she said to me, I think because she's got so much passion and so much energy, she said, I feel most relaxed when I'm busy. Okay, so I thought, I think it's time that maybe she buys a boat or something, because if you buy a yacht, all you do is fix it. So you want to always be busy. That's what you're going to be doing. Any case, if I can hand over to Donna, she can chat to us.
The lockdown was forced into the organizations, and a lot of companies that really, they didn't want to invest in new technology. They didn't want their staff to work remotely because they couldn't control them. There was no mechanism to get 100% effective. So what you had was, you had people now working from home, and you had two different personalities. You had the personalities that worked really well in an office environment that were now working from home, and they weren't so motivated. I quickly learned how to wake up, get up and show up. And whether it was to my notebook, to have a Teams meeting, and I had to learn to put the video on and show everyone what I looked like as a homebound user. So it was a big transition for I think for everyone. And that's where the digital side of it came, and we were using Teams and working with the Chinese. We used Zoom a lot, so we were already there, but there were certain divisions even within Mustang where we had telesales, we had, what did we do with our production line from a Mesa brand perspective, and now all of a sudden we had these staff that were they couldn't produce it all. So it was a lot of change, and I think if we look at where we're going, and every single presentation I think kind of talks to each other because of what First Tech's doing, and I have to always say this, I'm an ex-First Tech member. I worked with this man down here. He's not allowed to tell any past stories, otherwise I'll share mine. But so I come from the channel, and it's really old. I said it yesterday, you guys have done a super job. I think you owe it all to him. You should give him an increase. But it's amazing to see how First Tech has advanced with technology. They also, from a Huawei brand perspective, growing with us nationally, which is also they're embracing the times. And I think that's a whole message to you today, is that if you haven't, how do you do it, and how can we help you do it? So you've got your partner, First Technology, they've got their partners as in Mustang and in Huawei, and we're here to really just have a chat, see where the gaps are, draw that line. It makes perfect sense to say, how do I take the next steps? So we're very excited to be in the region and to start focusing on this region to help the transition phase along with First Technology. So if anyone has any questions, but I think I'm just going to quickly wrap it and say thank you for your time. Thank you for joining us in this lovely gloomy weather that we've had the last 2 days traveling. And then if there's any questions, please reach out. We are a flight away. We'll be down here to help the team down in PE to assist you on your transition phase. Keeping it short and sweet.
Perfect, thank you.
Oh, yeah. You don't want to take it?
No, I don't want to take it. Cool, I'll just clip it onto myself quickly as well. Okay. Okay, perfect. Okay, thank you so much, Donna, for that. I think that's some interesting stats in connection with this whole digitization process in this phase we're going through the pandemic. I saw some research that most companies had a digitization strategy, okay, and they had started embarking on it. But this pandemic accelerated it by 5.3 years. How they estimated the 5.3 years, I've got no idea. But think about how many organizations all of a sudden within those 4 days had to go and do things. So I know that within our space we did it. We had a lot of files and we had a lot of, and I know that the user adoption, especially for people that like dealing with paper, is quite difficult. But it was really cool. Nobody had a choice. Okay. Now the comments within our office are, "Oh, this is so fantastic! We can get these documents anytime we need them. It's always available, and all the rest." So it really made a big difference. Look at a couple of sectors. Healthcare. Okay, you've got a very personal relationship with your doctor. Okay, you don't want to change your GP because he knows you intimately or she knows you intimately, and it's a very personal relationship. Now, when there's something wrong with you, what happens? Well, they talk to you on the phone, and they diagnose you on the phone, or else via some WhatsApp video call or something. But very seldom do they actually see you face to face. They obviously still bill you the same, okay? But that's really interesting. Now all of a sudden that relationship, I think, is at risk for them. Education. Spoke to Dr. John Berger and Dr. Cullen in the back. They'll probably know from the business school. When you go in there now, it's just hollow and echo like a new building. Nobody's there. Okay, so they are all consuming their content via some kind of digital platform. Another interesting one is training, physical trainers, fitness trainers. So you go to the gyms, they're relatively quiet, especially in Port Elizabeth at the moment. And that's also a very tactile process. The people, when you're with a physical trainer, he has to see you, or she sees you and says exactly what muscles you need to work. That's all gone digital in order to survive. That's what they've done. Some interesting businesses, okay, if I look at the share price, okay, so a little bit of analysis on businesses' share price. Now you'd expect, okay, in the technology space, okay, you refer to the fact that you use a lot of Zoom, okay. Zoom share price in this year, so from the beginning of the year to now, has increased by 500%, okay. So if you had bought Zoom shares, you'd be rocking. If you bought Sasol shares at the right time as well, you'd also been rocking, but they've come down a bit, but anyway, that would have been a good thing. Microsoft has grown by 35%, Apple 60%, Netflix 45%, okay? Now this is a little bit of an outlier, okay? Automobile sector, okay? All the big players, share prices have decreased, okay? Excepting for the one we know, okay? Tesla. So Tesla's share price in this time has increased 375%. Now, what are the analysts saying about this share? Why is Tesla increasing? It doesn't make sense. They've got no substance behind it. There's nothing backing them to have such an aggressive share price acceleration. So what it is, and that is the people that are investing in the shares see Tesla as basically a giant technology company. They don't actually see it as an automobile manufacturer. So we have got software-defined networks, okay? We've got software-defined storage, but what's cool is we've got a software-defined car, okay? When you buy a Tesla, okay, and you want to improve the performance, you've got an option of a $3,000 upgrade. You download the software, the next day your car drives faster and accelerates faster. How's that, eh? So it's a very, very interesting topic.